Gosh, morning everyone. Not sure if you can hear the wind. It's a fair wind blowing. It's a northerly wind. It's quite gusty. My plan was to go up the river and so I fished a couple of pools up the top. I may do that, depends on what happens here. But my plan is to use the shelter of this bank here just to get some so I could hide away from the wind. As you can hear it, it's quite strong. Now, last time I was out with the balmy temperatures of 16.5 degrees with lovely sunshine. It's a wee bit different today. It's eye-watering. According to my phone, it supposedly feels like 3 degrees. It's 9 degrees obviously, and it's maybe to go up to about 11 degrees, so an extra couple of degrees. It's 24 minutes past 11, so warmest part of the day is obviously 12 to sort of 2, maybe 3, and so I'm hoping we might get some fly life and get 1 or 2 fish. I don't even get a hatch. I mean, I really haven't seen the. It's still early in the season. I mean, we're only midway through March, so I don't expect too much happening. April's a good start. So there she is. Birds are singing. Instantly I can feel that there's not as much wind. As I say, my intention was to go up the top, but I'm going to focus on this bottom stretch again, just because of the way the wind's blowing. But then there's really not much to stop it coming through the trees, but other than the high bank, so that we got a wee bit of shelter. But we'll see how it goes. Now, as I say, I've got my 9-foot 4-weight rod, and as I say, I'm going to set up with a dry dropper. I did think about putting on a couple of wet flies, but we'll see how it goes. Now, I've got a tapered leader down to 9-foot tapered leader down. It goes actually down to 5x, which is 4-pound nylon, and then I've got a tippet. Well, the same as well. These tapered leaders are copolymer. The tippet I'm using is fluorocarbon, and I'm using the same 5x, well, 4-pound thickness anyway. Now, usually, the reason I put a tippet on, it just basically extends the life of your tapered leader. So it does. I usually put maybe then for 2.5. 2.5 is about the sort of right length, just to turn it over. Depends on how windy it is. I reduce it obviously if it's too windy. So, and I join them together with just a blood knot, a double blood knot, and I use a tuck blood knot to tie on my dry fly. Okay, because I'm going to be doing the dry dropper, I've got the Dynamite Harry. Yeah, I've got basically, this is just a spring olive Dynamite Harry, this one. It's a size, this one is a size 14. I mean, I may go to the Marks Brown, depending on what comes off, or I may go to the darker colour, which basically is the iron blue type colour, this one. So you can see it, but anyway, this one. So the one I'm using a wee bit lighter so I can see it. Because it's quite dull, it'll make it easier to see. And then I'm going to fish a nymph off the bend of that. Now, as I said, I just use a tuck blood knot. A lot of people talk about the knots, like a Davie knot. I did learn to tie the Davie knot. It is a good one. A lot of people use it, but I've used the tuck blood knot for as long as I've fished. So now I'm using 5X. I usually use that as a guide 5 times round. Tuck blood knot. The blood knot is just to put it through and pull it, but I put it through the bottom, the loop at the bottom, if I can see it anyway, and then come back through the loop I formed doing that, and then I simply pull it, moisten, slide it up, tighten up, and then trim away the wee tag. So that's my dry fly. Now I'm using 6X for the dropper, for the basically putting a nymph, which is basically 3 pound nylon. And again, I use a tuck blood knot just at the bend of the fly. So just to the bend. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times round being 6X. The finer it is, usually the more turns you need. But you'll get a balance that suits you. Again, you just pull it tight, or moisten it, sorry, pull it tight. And that's it. I've landed. People say, why use this knot? Well, I use a double blood knot in the connecting droppers, connecting tippets. Tuck blood knot for my dry fly, tuck blood knot for my dropper, or my nymph anyway. And I say I've landed salmon. Now I'm putting this, it's hard to say, about 3 feet off the bend of the dry. I'm going to put a nymph. So got my nymph box. Now I'm going to go with the one I was fishing last time. There's a couple I could really choose from. I'm going to go with this one. Still got my nylon on it. Could do with tying 2 or 3 more of these. This time of year you're looking for a nice dirty yellow colour nymph. This has got a CDC hackle on it. It's got a lot of movement. 2.8 tungsten bead. In the case it's a gold bead. Again, the tuck blood knot, moisten, tighten up. Trim. So there's our nymph. We just fluff it out just to show you what it's like. It's a great pattern, this. Even in the summer months I catch showing this in smaller sizes as well as this. Once I've done all that, I'd use my floating. Now I use a mucin, which is useless in cold weather because it goes like, it's like wax, but I keep it in my pocket to try and keep it warm. When you get this, the mucilin, there's a velvet patch inside it, I soak it, I heat it up so that it soaks up. Then I rub my finger on it, bit of friction. There we are. Another thing I like to do, not using the fingers I've got just now, as I grease the tip of my fly line. Stops it sinking. Even the first sort of 1.5 foot or so of the tapered leader, I like to do it as well. So anyway, this is ready to go. And hopefully we'll get a hatch. It feels actually quite good down here. The difference of being up the hill there and down here is like night and day. So what I'm going to do is sort of fish along the edge. I may go down and fish under the tree first. So we'll head down there. Okay. Just fishing quite close first. And then we'll fish closer to the wall. Just search and see if there's any sign of fly life. I think the fly tapped the bottom there. The nymph will be sinking slow. Mainly because of the dressing that's on it, it'll slow it up a wee bit, but that's what I want. I don't want it. If I was in faster water, I would be looking for it to drop a bit quicker. But I think it's ideal for this type of this area. A wee bit of disturbance. I can see it. Just at the surface of the water there, so there's obviously something just below the surface there that's causing that. And they're the areas you're looking to drop the fly in. I'm going to move across a wee bit down so I can fish closer to the wall. Flying down there, but it's obviously just touching bottom, and it shows you the fly's getting down anyway. I'm not going to spend too long here. I'm just going to work my way up. and see how we got on. I think what I'll do is we'll slowly work our way up the water. Want to fish along the wall. It's the most productive area. I mean, so is there. Like when you get a good hatch of flies, the fish do drop back into that tail end. So we've just moved above the tree. Just going to lightly drop the fly in, but underneath the branches. Try a wee bit further over. I mean, these fish do hug the wall a bit. I mean, they sit very close to the wall. And just going to bring this out. Unless you get your flies really up close to it, most times you'll not catch. Just throwing out a wee drop of line there just to let it swing under. There we go. Gosh, we've got a good fish. Quite glad I did that. Got some line on here. What have we got here? Seems a heavy fish. Get this on the reel, I think. I wonder what I've hooked here. Doesn't it feel like a brown trout? Try and keep the line up. There's a lot of branches just down here, so there is a lot of stickers from the winter. I think I've actually got a wee kelt. Well, except the kelt's took my nymph. Just trying, and there's a branch just there. I'm just trying to bring him out. Try and get him in as quick as I can. It looks like a wee kelt. Oh, hanging on to it here. Just shows you. It's not a big fish, it's a good job because all the chances of landing it is very slim. So you'll see it now, it's quite it's thin. You'll see it's a lovely colour, but you'll see how thin it is. It's a kelt, so oh dear. Oh, wrist is gouting, as they say. There's that. You'd think it was a fresh round fish, but how clean it is. But no, he's a kelt, or she, or whatever. It's too big for my net. I want to try and get it in. I'm trying to find a slack area where I can slide it up. Oh, didn't like that. It's kind of wrapped itself around an island, so makes it harder to get in. It's unwrapped itself, I think. Make it easier. Bring it down here. Don't want it to go round. Right, I'll bring it over. Should slide it up onto the gravel here. There you go. The nymph in the top. As you see, it's lovely and clean. It's lovely wee fish. You would think that was a fresh fish. It's a wee kelt. It's in lovely condition, like. Just I'll let it go. Give it a second. There we are. And let's wait. Yeah, folks. Oh. Well, that was a workout. Just unbelievable. I mean, you know something, in all the years of fishing, never, quite a couple of kelts. That's 2 years in a row I've had a kelt. So I have. Anyway, we'll go back to the trout, hopefully. Jeez. I did see another sludge up here, but it wasn't a trout. It was too big for a trout, whatever it is. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 Doons coming off. Not seeing the fish rise, like, so. So we'll head up and we'll see if there's anything moving, anything in the run at the top of the pool anyway. Wee fly there coming off. It's very quiet, not much happening at all. We need a good hatch to bring the fish up. We'll get them active anyway. I'm going to fish up this run with a dry dropper and the nymph. See if we can get any brown trout instead of salmon anyway. Try in here first. I'll leave this tail end a wee bit. I'll just try in here and up the side. I'm not going to wade. don't want to disturb the pool too much. Fish along the edge here. See, this time of year it's very hit and miss where you get fish, or a hatch anyway. And I've seen a couple of duns there blowing by, so there you go. Took the dry fly. The first on the dry, first trout. It's a fish, that's the main thing. There we are, took the dry. Just let them settle in my hand. There's lovely wee trout. Good. Hopefully they'll come up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some wet flies on and I'm going to fish the pool above, and I'll give this a cast as well, and there's a pool further up. I may give a cast before I head back to the car. Okay, well, basically the hatch didn't come to much, so I've got 3 wets. Well, I've got a nymph and 2 wet flies, so I have. I've got a weighted and I've got a bead in the point, so I can slow it up a wee bit. Then I'm going to fish it across and down. So top dropper I've got, well, basically a granum, one of the wets I had. So I'm just going to cast across, just let it drift natural. Fish takes, I'll just let it take straight from the reel. I mean, I'll figure eight it as well at times. See if we can pick anything up. As I said, there's nothing. We've got 1 or 2 flies coming off, but nothing happened. I did get one in the dry fly, obviously, but that is it. Plus obviously the kelt, which you really can't count. Well, it's a fish, it's the main thing. It's unusual to catch kelts and small flies like this. Just going to quickly run through and then I'm going to move up and I'll fish the pool above before we head back to the car. But I think I've did more walking than fishing, looking for fish and watching. But it's so quiet. But then it's a lovely day to be out. It really is nice. It's good to be back in the water. I know there's some people haven't even cast yet, so I'm very lucky. This is my 3rd time out, and even if you don't catch, it's still, oh gosh, there we go. That was a fair, it's a nice trout as well. Try and get below him, I don't like it there. Try and get below him. It's a worthwhile change to the weights. I just took the top fly, which is the Granum, believe it or not. It's a nice brown trout. So it's worthwhile changing. It was in lovely condition as well. Set my rod down, there he is. Oh, beautiful. There we are. That's that Granum that's kind of twiddled up. Ooh. He's away. He's getting me tangled up everywhere. There's my cast. There we are. Anyway, that's what a take. I'll put the rod out my hand. So the weights of, I mean, there is times where fishing these weights will outfish and things are really quiet. Yeah, I'd fished up that pool and not touched really anything. So we'll go back up to where we were so we can fish the pool. That was a lovely brown trout. I never got a chance to show you him, but he was there. I really hammered that fly as well. For a second I thought it was another kelt, the way it took. An actual fly on the water there. Okay, we'll move up. See if we can maybe pick up another one. We'll be finished. Oh, this is the pool. The run I want to have a cast before I head back to the car, and might be lucky and pick up another trout. So did alright, a couple of trout and a kelt. Amazing. But which is I mean, this time of the year there's what a kelt is. I think I mentioned that kelt's a salmon. It's laid its eggs, it's did all its business up the water, and then it's heading back. As if you look in the video, you'll see how thin it is. It's in very good condition, which is a good sign. Once it gets back to the sea, it'll soon put the weight back on. This is the pool here I want to run anyway. I'm going to fish. Just going to rumble down. More likely to get a fish slightly further down, but you never know. Quite easy wading this in comparison to further down. I was fishing this in the summer. This, when I've had plenty of nice fish in here. It's the fast water that always seems to hold the best fish. We'll try this wee run in front first. All I'm going to do is just cast it across, then let it drift as natural as possible, and then let it swing out. Just let it, for fish, take straight from the reel, because they will turn on the fly. It's just a spray cast it out, a roll cast it, whatever you want to call it. Trying a wee cast on the far side, just hang the fly over, with the line over this rim, just to slow it up a wee bit. I think it'll be another couple of weeks before we start to see a decent hatch of flies. As you see, we're just a wee tad early, hoping to see a lot of fish on the top. Well, I mean, up here it's obviously still a bit cold. There we go. Got fish. That's not too bad. Nice wee brown trout. Just in the nymph on the point. Gorgeous. Lovely wee fish. Yeah, it's in beautiful condition. The colours. What a lovely colour. There we are. That took the nymph. Hardly felt it. It felt like a tiny wee tart. Okay, coming towards the end of this run. Saying that, this is probably the best, one of the better areas at this time of the year. I'll just work my way down a wee bit further. So raise it a wee bit further here because it's quite shallow at this point. Try further over it. Swords. Oh, there we go. Ah, he's away. Looks like a wee brown trout there. Just hammer the fly there as it came round. When things are quiet, it's obviously the wet fly is the way to go. Even though, like I say, I've got a nymph in the point, just to turn the cast over, and a weighted nymph, sorry, just so that it gets the flies down a wee bit. There we go. And we finish with a nice fish, I think, if we land it anyway. Wants to swirl around a bit. I think it's took the top fly. It's what do we call it? Quite silver looking. It looks like a wetland, a wee sea trout. It is a wee sea trout. Gosh, it's a lovely fish. It's just like the fish I've been catching in the River Ayrshire. Gosh, look at that. It's like a beautiful wee fish. Again, that was it's basically a caddis fly. Oh, it's a granum. But it's very good when the olives are coming off as much, because it's grey as well. Well folks, I think that'll do us. Did okay. We've got a couple of wee fish in here. So changing to the nymph and the wet fly, or the wet flies, paid off. Anyway, head home. Anyway. It's been an interesting, bit of fun with one or two trout obviously, but we got that salmon, kelt, so I'll try and get out here. It's quite steep. I'll try and get around this branch. Good, I want it. I'll just lift this branch out of the way. Keeps you fit, all this climbing up and down and stuff. Whew. There you are, folks. Car's up there. So I'm going to head up. Just go straight up, that's the best way. It's a bit of a climb. Then again, get home and I'll edit the video and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Oops. I'm going to fall back down this hill here. This gets the legs strong. It's a good job of cycle. Keeps you fit. So is the fishing anyway. Okay. Well, that's us, folks, heading back to the car now. We got up the hill without killing ourselves. We did quite well, considering flies just didn't come to anything. The hatch was practically zero. We quite look here. This is where I was going to go, is the top end of the pool. There's one or two trees down, you can see the base of one of them there. We had some really strong winds, especially windy. There's a lot of damage done. Anyway, we'll head home. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks again for all the kind words and comments, they do mean a lot. And we'll be back.